Welcome to part 7. If you've just started watching this series on the custom desk organiser, it might be worth going back to the first video. Here's a link that'll take you there. In the last video we made some drawer inserts out of 3mm clear acrylic. I've run out of that clear acrylic now, so I'm using what I've got left over, and that's some bright yellow. Off camera I've designed the inserts for the larger drawers. I made a decision that these don't need the separator compartments. This cuts down a lot of materials and means that the 3 medium-sized drawers and large drawer can all be fitted into one 900 by 600 sheet of acrylic. That's 24 by 36 inches for those of you who measure in freedom units. Hey, who turned out the lights? Next we're going to weld all of the acrylic together. It just so happens that this product here called Weld-On number 3 is absolutely perfect for joining PLA plastic to cast acrylic and cast acrylic to acrylic. It has a very fast working time of 1 minute, a fixture time of 2 minutes, and 80% strength at 24 hours. The number 3 acrylic cement is absolutely perfect for this application. Due to this product being water thin, capillary action and surface tension actually pulls this product inside of the joints. That means for this particular project, I can cement a lot of it right in place. I have lots of gluing ahead, so I'll only disassemble the bits where the acrylic will touch the PLA that we've printed on the 3D printer. I bought some disposable plastic pipettes, which make it a little bit easier to work with this product, but because it's very thin, sometimes it'll get away from you, and I did spill a bit on this project as I went. Thankfully this product flashes off, so anything that's dribbled in areas that I didn't want it to go will naturally pool a little bit, but then dry, leaving only a slight discoloration on the clear. I clamp everything together for about 5 minutes, which is about 3 minutes longer than it needs. Some of the parts that went into the bin in the previous videos I actually used for some testing of different glues and adhesives. My initial thoughts were to go with something like a 2-part epoxy, which is cheap and easy to mix together, but the working time was kind of long. It made a massive mess and it was really hard to be accurate on surfaces like these, not to mention that you'd have to glue every single surface. My research led me to the conclusion that epoxy and other glues really only hold pieces together, and they can be quite fragile. With a little bit of twisting they can be easily released. This cement actually performs a chemical reaction which then welds surfaces completely together. That means welding everything together to form one single object. At this point in production I worked out that I was just getting it everywhere. It was impossible to control and get it in a nice neat flow, even with such a fine tip on the pipette. I decided not to worry too much about making a mess, and it was looking really good anyway. So I just let it start flowing into all of the joints and it bonded together really nicely. In the future I'm hoping to get cleaner and more accurate results by using a very fine tipped hypodermic syringe. You can get them in glass, so that's what I've got on the way in the post right now. By the way, I read the warning label on this Weld-On number 3, and to coin a phrase from one of my very favourite YouTubers, this product is known in the state of cancer to cause California. Seriously though, go watch AVE on YouTube. Do it now. If you look closely, you can see where the capillary action has pulled the Weld-On in between the joints of this acrylic. Thanks to that chemical reaction, these surfaces are now permanently bonded together. Yep, I have a lot of gluing in my future. Thankfully, within 2 to 3 minutes the joints have already reached their working strength. Even though there was a lot of gluing to do, a short working time meant that I could turn over pieces quickly and get through the job fast. Even though this is time consuming, we've saved a lot of time compared to just 3D printing these drawers, which would have taken over 22 hours each at this size. The larger drawers were somewhere between 30 and 60 hours each to print, so we've saved a lot of time already. The larger drawers also would have used up at least 2 to 3 rolls of PLA. In comparison with the costs of the acrylic that we used in its place, is only about half that. Laugh all you like, this is definitely more economical. Protective tape on the acrylic is a nightmare job to take off. It's worth keeping in mind that with acrylic, the longer you leave this tape on, the harder it is to get off. On top of that, the hotter the climate, it actually starts to bake itself on there, so it has a shelf life. The larger drawers were a lot easier to put together. It all came together pretty quickly at this point. It was nice to see them start taking form and putting them together on the bench. I even tested them out with some nuts and bolts. By now, I have absolutely zero concern that these are going to fall apart or that they're going to degrade over time by having heavy parts in them. They're rock solid. I don't know about you, but I've been waiting a long time to see how this organiser looks with some of the drawers in it. In the next video, we'll design and print the pencil holder insert. I'll also reprint the blue drawer because it looks much better in red. And there we go, that's pretty much the end of this video. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel, and follow me on social media. Links are in the description. See you next video.